Hello and welcome to the first flight on this channel. My name is James and I fly virtual airplanes as winter comes on here. I'm in Western Montana. Actually, this is my hometown here. I'm going to be flying more, and I thought I would create a YouTube channel to bring you along. It's going to have how I do this warts and all. I talk a lot about it. I can direct people to these videos, and if you like it, maybe you'll enjoy it. A couple of things. I fly Flight Simulator for enjoyment. I don't fly it necessarily for realism. I don't fly it for trying to get everything right. I fly it because I like it, and so that's what you're gonna see. So comments telling me I'm not doing something right that works isn't gonna get you very far, because probably won't care. But we are in the beautiful Kodiak 100, Similar Studios. Got a Tundra interior, and for this flight I'm going to be flying for my company called Blackfoot Charters, which is a subsidiary of the virtual airline I help run called Ohio Valley Aviation, and we are going to take some people up to Kalispell City from Missoula, which is where we are now. I have really fallen in love with this aircraft. I'm a huge Caravan fan, and this is not a Caravan. There is Adele, co-pilot today. She'll be handling most of the radio today. But like I said, I fly to enjoy, so let's get ready to go. I'm going to assume that our passengers have already boarded, so we will get things started. Throughout the flight, you will hear me talking to myself as the co-pilot. That is something I do, and I've always been very self-conscious of it, but it works for me. Alright, so we got everything ready. Yes, we do. Let's get our battery on here. That's always a good start. For the record, I'm flying with a Honeycomb Alpha yoke, Honeycomb Bravo throttle, and Thrustmaster rudder pedals. I really want to get my rudder pedals fixed. I want to get new ones, I should say, not fixed. But here we go, waiting for that to load up. Again, this is my local airport. We'll turn this on. You don't want to wear the battery out, so we are going to get the engine started here. Turn on our beacon, nav lights on. Make sure that our parking brake is indeed on. All of our fuel is on. Auxiliary fuel pump can go to on. Ignition is on. Generator, alternator are both on, and we are going to go to low. Why do I use the low setting instead of the on setting? I watched the Missionary Bush pilot on YouTube use the low setting, and I kind of liked it better. So we're looking for 12% NG, which we have. Here comes the fuel. Monitoring our ITT. Should peak out around 7, I believe. It's already slowing down, which is good. Here we're going to advance our propellers, max RPM. Again, watching that ITT, it's already starting to fall. We have a good start. Alright, starter can come off, ignition can come off, auxiliary fuel can go to standby. Monitor our flight instruments here. Again, ITT's good, NG's good, and we have oil pressure. Fuel quantity, we have half a thing of fuel, more than enough to get north. And while I'm looking at that, I'm going to move my rudder over a little bit. About that much. Going to do a systems check real quick. 37 on the generator. Alt looks good. Main bus looks good. Oil pressure all in the green. So that's looking good. Next step, we're going to set our autopilot. We're going to activate our altitude here. For flying to Kalispell, 8,500 feet is a really good altitude. I did some Caravan flights earlier today, and that just seemed to work really, really good. And then it'll be vertical speed. Make sure that I click that. And about 700 feet is a pretty good rate of climb. I'm going to check everything on over here. Make sure both of those on. That is the only thing I've got, which is all I'm looking for. Alright, our radios are up and running. Again, just checking on my lights. I can go ahead and turn on my taxi lights. There we go. Let's take a listen to this beautiful bird, shall we? What a beautiful airplane. Well, no point in staying here. Let's contact ATC and get us up. Almost all my flying is done VFR using the system ATC because I have found that it works. Let's check our ATIS though real quick.
Missoula Airport information, Kilo 1400 Zulu.
When it's nice out, I will fly with good weather. Otherwise, I set a preset and
visibility 9er. Sky conditions. Few clouds at 3,200 feet. Few clouds at 6,700 feet. Temperature 15.
I have noticed that
dew point 1 tree. Altimeter 29.92. ILS Yankee runway 12
even the
in use.
presets have changed a little bit.
Landing and departing runway 30.
Right,
VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Kilo.
Go. Depart north.
Missoula ground, Blackfoot 458, ready to taxi north departure with Kilo.
Blackfoot 458 taxi to and hold short of runway 30 using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.4 when ready.
Is the taxi ribbon because they don't have the proper things for the airports yet, which even FSX had.
Taxi to and hold short runway 30 via taxiway Alpha Blackfoot 458.
Alright, we are pretty much ready to go. One thing to remember in this aircraft, it will start moving the minute that I take the parking brake off. And then we are going to turn to the left. I do have a Tobii eye tracker, and I use it a lot for stuff like this. Check left, check right. Alright, we're good. And then you'll see that I pop back to my fixed view. I'm used to flying in fixed view, so I do most of my flying. But we will taxi on out of here. And there, like I said, there's the parking brake off, and we're already starting to roll. We'll play with the time a little bit, and I will check with you when we are ready to go. We are ready for takeoff. I had to turn up the cabin ambience a little bit there while we were gone. I fly with FS Realistic. I highly suggest you fly with FS Realistic. I will not fly without it anymore. As far as immersion goes, it's one of the best investments that I've made in my sim. So, we are just holding short of 30. It's interesting. They will normally bring me out here. This is actually like Alpha 3 if you look at a airport chart. In reality, they normally will bring you all the way out to the end. There are 2 more alphas to our left, and that's normally where they take off. Hey, it's fun. Final checklists. We are going to go to high idle. Landing lights are on. Strobe lights are on, and per company policy, pitot heat is on. Upwind, no one up there. Looks like the runway is clear. Now, I mentioned my co-pilot takes care of most of my radio communications. I have switched her on. She will handle our takeoff phase.
Missoula Tower Blackfoot 458 ready at runway 30 north departure.
Blackfoot 458 altimeter 29.9er 2 winds 257 at 4. North departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 30.
Cleared for takeoff runway 30 Blackfoot 458.
Looks like our rotate speed is going to be 73. Passengers are all tucked in and back. And it is a gorgeous morning to go flying. It's not really morning right now and it's not gorgeous outside, but it's my simulator. I can make the world as I please. Alright, we're going to get lined up, final checks. And here comes the power. Take on power set for 73. And there it is. Rotate. Back pressure. This plane just loves to fly. One of my favorite elements of it is that it has an auto trim for flaps. So I've got my flaps on
Blackfoot 458, continue for north departure.
The nose doesn't drop. It automatically trims.
Missoula
out.
Tower Blackfoot 458, continue for north departure.
I adore it. Alright, TPs are good. We are good to head north. So, north of Missoula, there is Evero Hill. And I guess, well, there's the Y in Evero Hill. And getting up this way can be interesting. Sometimes. I'll either circle Missoula and give everyone a nice tour of Missoula to gain altitude, or I'll just fly up the pass. We'll fly up the pass. Again, TNPs are looking good. Speed's coming up nicely. We're at just over 1,000 feet a minute of flying. I mentioned that this airplane likes to fly around. It likes to fly. Bring our rudder trail back to center there. There we go. So I've been flying in flight simulators since about 1999, I want to say. A relatively long time.
Blackfoot 458, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
I've been a member of Ohio Valley Aviation for over a
Missoula
decade.
Tower Blackfoot
Vice
458,
president now,
frequency
For a
change.
really kind of low-key, laid-back.
Spokane approach Blackfoot 458 is type 4 miles northwest of Missoula, 5,700
Several
feet.
different options if you want to
Request
fly.
flight following.
And,
Blackfoot 458, Spokane approach.
Been
Squawk
around for
130 tree.
10 years now.
Squawk 130 Blackfoot 458.
But no, I have
Blackfoot 458, radar contact, 5 miles northwest of Missoula, 6,100 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Roger Blackfoot 458.
Below us, you can see Highway 93. And I go up this way every weekend in the summer. I sail. So I know this terrain and this drive very, very well. Montana scenery is just gorgeous. Jump back in here. We're gonna have the co-pilot take over in a little bit, and we'll head to Kalispell. My goal is to just make these videos whenever the mood strikes me, and I'll take you along on various flights that I do. I think the rules are going to be I have to do it for one of the airline or subsidiaries. We have several of them. Yeah, you can just come along. If you like it, great. If you don't have to subscribe. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. But welcome to a really laid-back Microsoft Flight Simulator. I do this for fun. This is how I have fun. So. Generally, I like to get on the Magellan line and then hand fly up to our chosen altitude. we are back looking
Cessna 3D Foxtrot traffic is 1 o'clock full mile at 8,500 feet twin jet.
Runways.
Report them in sight.
Left traffic. We are going to actually
123.905 Cessna 73 Romeo. Magic Sun Tree 30 tree traffic is 5 o'clock full mile at 8,500 feet Cessna C25C. Report them in sight.
Field elevation is roughly 3,000 feet, so we'll put it on 4 here.
$51 Victor, you are 18 miles southwest of Kilo Golf Papa, India. Contact Glacier Tower on 124.55 when inbound on the approach.
So what
Tower
I
on
will do now is I'm gonna set my heading
$124.55 Victor.
to the right to set us up for left traffic. 113. That was a little violent. I'm going to set my CDI, the localizer, so that I can adjust my course to 31 and 13. So I know where my runway is. So that's how I set up my landing, basically. Oh, I've got the radios. Then I'll tell my co-pilot that I have the radios, reminding myself to take control of the radios. I can cancel my flight following here.
Salt Lake Center, Blackfoot 458, cancel flight following.
Blackfoot 458 Salt Lake Center cancellation received. Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved.
Squawk, far here. Find Kalispell City. Let them know what's going on. We're going to be landing 13. And we are going to be stopping and we're going to stay in position.
Sierra 27 traffic Blackfoot 4588 miles, south 7,300 feet, inbound to land runway 13.
I've got the aircraft. So I'm about 90% hands-free. Most of the responses I need to do for my ATC are mapped buttons on my yoke. So that's really helpful. So I'm just setting up for left traffic here on runway 13. So Blackfoot charters exist primarily to move people around western Montana. Normally, people who can afford to charter an airplane. In this case, to come up to Kalispell and open that. And yeah, that is the purpose. Let's look over here. That is pretty much the purpose. And that is how I role play. Because this is what it is, right? I'm role playing a pilot. And I have a lot of fun with it. You will eventually, once I make a few of these, you'll hear me talking to my co-pilot and talking as my co-pilot. That's what I enjoy doing. I'm playing pretend, and I really enjoy this. I spent a lot of time doing this. As I mentioned, the lake we just passed is Flathead Lake. I go up there and sail for a lot of the summer. I spend a lot of my time doing that. Have a good time on it. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see. Not quite yet. I just unlocked all 6 axes of my tool, so I'm getting used to it. For myself and how I fly, it's most useful for just that, a quick look left and right. My hat switch on the left side of my Alpha is mapped to head movement as well, because I'm super used to that after years of flying FSX. So I started flying FS98 originally, and then eventually I got into FS 2000 for a little bit, and eventually FSX. there is our airport right down here. So our approach is going to be kind of interesting, but I will call down.
Sierra 27 traffic Blackfoot 458 is on downwind runway 13.
So it's probably just going to be a great big loop. I have radio towers and smokestacks as add-ons that I got from flightsim.com. A company does all these little add-ons that greatly improve the immersion of the sim. And radio towers and smokestacks are one of those things. So they got my landscape, so I guess we're going to go flat school. And thanks to my FS Realistic, you hear the drag as those flaps come in. We're going to keep our descent at about 600 feet above the pattern altitude. Right in front of us is Glacier Park International Airport, where some of my flights go. But I want to switch a lot of them over to Kalispell City because I believe that way we're not getting in the way of the larger airplanes, and it's a little bit more private for those people who take Blackfoot charters. But we're going to see it all. I fly just like I am now, kind of by myself. I fly on Air Hauler 2. Got a couple of things set up for that. So we're just going to do an extended trip here. I will most likely be high.
Sierra 27 traffic Blackfoot 458 is on base runway 13.
I am almost always high on my approaches. I've gotten really good at diving for the deck. And like I said, this landing approach is really where the eye track really shines. Landing checklist. Both of ours are forward. That looks good. Flaps are there. Don't need to worry about the gear. Alright. Go flaps too. Above it just a little bit here. Looking for about 80 knots. Keep that nose coming back. Alright. Let's get a little bit of power here. I have completely screwed up this landing. SA kind of went down on me. I am not used to the head motion when my Toby's on. Totally am not used to trying to figure out where things are. I will lose my situational awareness because my view is not where I expect my view to be. There we go. I think we'll save this one. There's another notch of flaps. We're going to get our speed down here. Coming down nicely. Other things I'm working on, flying with one hand, other hand on the throttle. We're going to trim down slightly. We're at full flaps. Yeah, it was a terrible approach, but I think we're going to do okay. Don't have any wind to write home about, which is good. Start losing some of the speed I'm carrying there. There's the sound of ground effect coming in. And on this airplane, if you cut power, the nose comes up. That's not a good landing.
Well, that was a tough one. We might as well ask for an inspection.
good as my landings on the Cessna yet. But we are here.
Sierra 27 traffic Blackfoot 458 is clear of the runway.
I think parking is over there. Alright, so we will go to low idle, strobes off, landing lights off. That was not my best landing. To put that out there on video, I could reshoot this video a dozen times and try to get the perfect landing, or I could cut it. But nope, that was the landing that I did. That's the landing I'm gonna publish, because this is, you know, co-pilot's right. We're gonna get an inspection. And actually, if you look at the AirNav, I use AirNav for most of my data, altitude, runways, and stuff like that. They have major aircraft repair areas, so we're gonna repair it, and we're gonna fly back. So let's see if there is a marshaller here for me. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the whine of the brakes thanks to FS Realistic. Which is something that I absolutely adore. I have no idea. Oh, I think... Is there parking over? No, there's not parking over here. Well, there's a fuel truck in the way over here. Fine. We'll go through the fuel truck. How about that? Another thing in the most recent FS Realistic that they have added is the sound of the airport. So you get airplanes flying overhead and stuff. Don't know why they parked the fuel truck on the taxiway, but we'll just kind of make our way over to this FBO, which, by the way, is, I think it's like Red Eagle is the name of the FBO here. We'll just try to pretend that my wing did not just slice into that. Come over here, like so. And there we go. Well, we are done with this flight. Not my best landing ever. I forgot to set my parking brake. Again, I've been flying the Cessna, and you turn the motors off on the Cessna, and it doesn't move. But yeah, this is a wonderful aircraft. It is definitely one of my favorites. I am learning to like it very much. This and the amphibian version. You can hear my passenger disembarking again, thanks to FS Realistic. So that's pretty much it. This will be my first video. There'll be more. We'll see you next time.